Hi everyone, it's Jenna from Divine Direction and welcome to my channel. So in this video, we are doing the weekly soul self-care spread for the week of February 21st to the 27th, 2021. As expected, we are still talking about becoming our true authentic selves and following our passions. So the first message that I'm receiving from this spread is that some of us need to have a good cry. And so what I'm seeing here is that we're really working on becoming our true selves. And another way to be able to do that is by letting out stuck emotions in our bodies, whether it's releasing childhood traumas, it could be grief. So on the card, it says, grief is a doorway to your deepest self, which is so true. Grief can be, the obvious is grieving a lost loved one, but also I'm kind of feeling that this is about grieving our past self. And I'll give you an example from my own life. So I have always had weight issues in the past, and I lost about 100 pounds over the course of a couple of years. So when I finally got to the goal weight that I had always wanted to be or always thought I should be, I was a little disappointed because I didn't look the way that I had, that image that I had in my mind. And I had to grieve that. I wasn't that I was upset with how my body looks now. It's just, it looks completely different. And that's okay. But I still had to grieve that old body. And a big part of that is that it was ingrained in me for so long, but it also wasn't the way that I thought that my body should look. It was the way that other people taught me that my body should look. So whether that's magazines and movies, music videos, all of those things. So I had to grieve it. And grieving it is a good thing. We're releasing and we're letting go. And once you start releasing the old you, layers of the false facade fall off. And that's when your true, authentic self, your deepest self, can come out. So for some of you, having a good cry, releasing grief, that is really important in helping you along this journey. So another message that I'm receiving is that a pathway has been revealing itself in regards to our passions and our goals. So this pathway, in the imagery, it's short and it's narrow, so it's not too big, but you may be seeing or feeling what the next step or steps are. And I'm seeing that as probably no more than 2 steps ahead. But then after that, we're unsure of how we can get from there to our goals. It's kind of like a blank screen with a big question mark on it. How the heck are we going to get from where we are now to where we want to be? And with the law of attraction, the thing is, we don't need to know the how. That's the universe's job. They're taking care of that. So don't worry about that part. All you need to do is believe that it's possible, believe that you deserve it, focus on your goals, keep taking actions towards it, especially those inspired actions, those intuitive nudges. That is so important right now to be able to help you to get to the next steps. So that's what they're saying. Another message is that what I'm seeing is that our goals are actually closer than we think they are. So you might be feeling that, oh my gosh, it's going to take me so long to get to this goal. There may be like 20 different things that I might have to do. But what I'm seeing is, no, there might only be 5 or maybe even 3. The thing is, when we are listening to our intuition and we take those inspired actions, our steps are a lot bigger than if we were doing them in a different way. So if you weren't listening to your intuition, but we're just trying to force things to happen. When we try to force things to happen, that is when things seem to slow down and take longer, okay? So this is what they're saying. You're closer to your goals than you actually are even thinking, because if you're taking this intuitive, inspired action, you're going to get there faster. And the thing is, if you think, okay, well that, I don't see that happening, they're telling us we're thinking too small. So just release it, surrender it to the universe, and they will take care of it. Now, they're also encouraging us to let our passions take flight. And the way that they're saying this, so if you think about going on a trip, you know where you want to go. You have your destination. So if you want to go to Cuba, okay, I know where I'm going. Well, it's the same thing with your goals. I know where I want to go. My goal is to become a doctor, okay? That is your destination. And they're saying it's time for you to take flight. You're already packed. You're boarded the plane, and it's time to take flight. And the way that they're encouraging you to do this is by using your passions and your talents to help serve others. So really think about, who do you want to help in this world? Where do you want to help? Why do you want to help them? And how can you help them with your talents, with your experience, with your passions? Okay? So don't focus on the money or how you're going to make money through this passion. Right now, they're just saying focus on serving others. Now, a couple of examples I can give you. One example, since violins keep coming up in this imagery for the past couple of weeks. So maybe you play the violin, and maybe you contact a local nursing home and ask them if it's okay for you to come and play for their seniors. And that way you're giving them entertainment, maybe brightening their day. And you get to practice, but also feel that good feeling, knowing that you're doing something and helping other people. So that's one example. Another example I was shown is maybe you're recovering from an addiction and you've been doing really well with your life, and maybe you're inspired to become an addictions counselor. So maybe you want to go to school for that. But what they're saying is you don't have to wait until you go to school for it. So say right now it's February, maybe you don't start school until September. And what are you going to do in between? They're saying, no, you can start now. So what can you do? Well, you could start a blog about your journey, or you could start a YouTube channel and post videos about your journey. So what is your story? Whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. How did you break the addiction? What are you doing to make sure that you're staying healthy and happy and moving forward in your life? And one thing that I think is really important, especially for individuals who may have been going through a more difficult path, is showing people, where are you now? What is your life like now? So that you can give them the inspiration and the hope for other people that are going through these times. So if someone else is going through an addiction, showing them that, hey, I went through this too, but now my life is so amazing and you can get through this. You can do this. This is really important. So obviously, the way that you serve others is going to be different for everyone. Maybe you're a musician and you're a songwriter. Writing songs that make people happy and dance, that is how you serve others. Or maybe you write songs, sad songs, but it helps people grieve because maybe they lost a loved one, or maybe they're going through a very intense breakup. And it's helping them to release those emotions and express the way that they feel because they can't express it themselves. So again, it doesn't really matter what your passion, what your dream is. In some way, shape, or form, you are going to be serving others using this. So really just focus on where you can help, who you want to help, okay? Who you want to help is so important. Now, I don't usually read the bottom of the deck, but there are like 5 different cards about taking action and taking flight. So, and I'm seeing big leaps. There's big steps happening, okay? So just keep trying to take action. If you're not sure of how to serve others, using your talents, using your passions, just pray, ask your spiritual team and say, hey guys, I really want to help serve others. Can you show me ways? And they will start sending you ideas. And whether it's in the forms of thoughts or feelings, maybe you'll see something on TV or read about something that inspires you, or someone might come up to you and be like, hey, you play violin, right? Would you mind playing at this concert, or would you mind doing this? So it can come to us in different ways. All right, so that's the message that I'm receiving for this week, is that it's time to let go of the old, grieve our old selves so that we can let our deepest self shine. And just remember that your goals are so much closer than you're thinking. If you're following your intuitive, if you're following your intuition and taking those inspired actions, it's closer than you're thinking. And where can you help? Let's start taking action for that, okay? I hope everyone has a very good week, and hopefully I will see you next video. Bye, everyone.